Welcome to Secure the Bag Wild Card Weekend Edition. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Striz, what's up, Sly fam?
What's good, y'all? Man, the playoffs are here already, and we got some picks to make. Six great games coming up this weekend, and I'm definitely excited to talk about these picks. We're going to make all the picks against the spread. We'll just say like our money line and our against the spread, but also after these picks, we have some coaching stuff that we definitely want to talk about real quick if we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, man,
So
for sure.
That'll be good. But Strizzy, you ready for these games?
Yeah, man, it's super excited. It's funny. There's a lot of like rigging implications, in my opinion, for some of these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I feel like NFL wants to see some matchups. You know what I mean? So I have a feeling that some of these games are gonna, go down a certain way.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It'll be interesting to see if the script goes as according to plan or not. We'll see.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. So watch them refs this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Watch them refs.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's what's up. Yeah, I feel like let's go ahead and get into it. 6 games to break down.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's get it.
First thing first.
Last week is another tight race, but I was down by 1 going into last week. I actually leapfrogged you, Strizzy.
I know.
After last week, that 12-10, but we're going to continue this competition in through the playoffs. So there's only going to be so many games as we go forward. So it's going to get down to the nitty gritty here, but the competition is on for sure.
I know. I was trying to pick some hella upsets last week. Did not go my way.
I feel it though. It's just like they're out there sometimes, so we'll see. But shout out to Moms though for winning this week. She got 12 as well, but she got the tiebreaker. So
Nice.
Congratulations to her. She got a Super Bowl square, and those Super Bowl squares are for sale. So hit us up if you want to get one, and then everybody that won each week will be getting a Super Bowl square too. So that's gonna be lots of fun to look forward to.
Heck yeah.
But all right, then I guess I'll lead us in this week. But again, we talked about we're going to make all of our picks against the spread this week. So we put that in there, but it's not betting advice. No, it's all good. It's all good. We can go ahead and jump to the next one. And since we embedded this, like the slides into StreamYard, they might not do the same animation, but it's all good. We don't need anything fancy. And we don't need that timer because we need to break these down a little bit.
No, it's good.
But starting off, we got the Browns at the Texans. And this is really a tough one for me. I like where both of these teams are headed, but I'm actually going to go with Cleveland in this one. Even though they're on the road, I just feel like they're the little bit more experienced team in this situation. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl before, and they also got a chance to rest last week. So I feel like they're going to be fully prepared for this game. And hats off to the Texans. They've had a great season regardless of how it ends today.
Yep.
But I do feel like the Browns have the edge for me. So I'm going to go with the Browns and with the Browns against the spread.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we're on the same page here. I feel like the Texans this season has been extremely successful. I think they won like 3 games last year. So to have a rookie quarterback who extremely excelled, offensive rookie of the year most likely, and a rookie head coach, I mean, they've exceeded every expectation, right? Not only did they get into the playoffs, but they won the division. You know what I mean? So it's huge. But I'm with you on this. I think the Browns just, the defense is, defense is crazy. I think, they definitely have that, a lot more leadership on the Brown side too. Some of these guys have been here before. And I think that I think it's going to be a high scoring game, actually. I think I want the over. I got the Browns on the spread and the money line as well.
Gotcha. I'm going to put down here on the over too, just in case. Yeah. We'll go back and check that one out.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I like it. All right. Next up, the second game of today, we got the Dolphins at the Chiefs, and this is gonna be a wild weather game. They're talking about like after the wind chill, like it'll feel like 0 degrees out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually seeing earlier today on the Weather Channel, they already have the Chiefs fans are already out there tailgating for tonight's game. So hats off to them, man. That's that dedication.
For real.
That's that true fandom lifestyle. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be wanting to be comfortable at home. This game is very interesting to me. I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win money line wise, and I think I'm going to have them cover as well. The Dolphins have had a great year, but that high flying offense, like we always talk about how we doubt a little bit in the weather, we doubt it a little bit on the road. And the Kansas City Chiefs defense is the key, has been the key to their season. So I think that they will carry them through this game. I got the Chiefs, and I have the Chiefs against the spread.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, I'm with you on this. I think the weather's going to be entirely too much for everyone on the Dolphins except Tyreek Hill, right? Tyreek Hill's been there before. He knows what it's like. He's lived there. So it's probably like our heat, right? It's something you never really get used to. You just kind of deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're going to be doing it. I saw Travis Kelce, working out or practicing with cut sleeve shirt and shorts on. So I mean, that's insane. I'm with you on this one. I think the Dolphins' offense has been high flying, but it's really been at home and against weaker teams and weaker defenses. So I think KC shows up today, and I think the spread is 4.5 points, and I think Kansas City gets them by at least 4.5 points.
Got you. Yeah. So same page there.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one.
All right. Sunday morning. This is an interesting matchup. This is another interesting weather game too, because I did see reports that people like the Buffalo Bills, like their stadium reps have put out an email blast, like anybody over the age of 18 that has their working papers in order, if they want to show up tonight, Saturday, starting at 10 p.m. tonight, to start shoveling snow out of the stadium to get it ready for Sunday morning. That is crazy. That is next level. I feel like even though the Bills are at home, I feel like this weather may impact them more because they rely a little bit more on their passing game. They rely on Josh Allen to be having ball security. And the Steelers just feel like a rough and tumble team. Like they feel like a physical team that really nothing bothers them.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I am going with the Steelers against the spread for sure. I don't know who wins this game outright, but I kind of feel like the Steelers might sneak up and take this one.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, with that spread being -10, I feel like that spread is going to dwindle as we get closer to game time. I feel like that spread could tighten up. But as of right now, I'm going with the Steelers against that spread.
Yeah, you're right. This one's very tricky, and both teams are used to the cold weather too. It is not warm in Pittsburgh around this time,
right?
So I feel like there's no real weather advantage here. You know what I mean? The Steelers, their ground game for me has not been good this year. Tajee Harris has not been good. I mean, he had his best game, I think, last week against a resting Ravens team, and still wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't believe in this offense. I don't believe in Mason Rudolph. I said this last week too, or maybe it's been on Tuesday on the show. Josh Allen could easily be the best quarterback in the league, and I think even greater than Patrick Mahomes if he just stopped turning the ball over. You know what I mean? Like the way this dude is just—he's everywhere. He's a great runner. He can go from 100 yards in the first half to 350 in the second so easily, so simply. He is that good. So I actually do like the Bills against the spread, especially with the Steelers being without TJ Watt. That's huge for their defense.
Yeah.
So if the Bills have unlimited time to throw, if the offensive line holds up, I think it's over for the Steelers. You know what I mean? But I do know what you mean, though. They'd have a great coach in Tomlin. He's great at routing these guys up and making them believe in themselves. So I also wouldn't be surprised if this is the upset of the day game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as talent goes, I gotta go with the Bills against that spread, even though it's a big one.
I feel it. And great call out on TJ Watt. I did neglect to mention that, but definitely that's going to impact the game. I feel like this would be a lot closer if he was in there.
Oh, big time. That's where some of the turnovers are coming from for sure.
Right, for sure. Okay, next up, I'm looking forward to this one big time. Cowboys hosting the Green Bay Packers. There is some history there, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of the players have changed. I saw Dez Bryant earlier this week talking about the catch that wasn't, and how that changed the game as far as them making the ruling about what is a catch, what isn't a catch, surviving the ground, all that stuff. And I get that, but I feel like going into this is kind of fresh. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like a new layer to this rivalry, if you will. I'm going with the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys against the spread as well, especially if things get rolling early. I know Green Bay is a tough team. They're an improved team. They had a pretty solid season and one to build off of, but I feel pretty confident that it ends right here. The Cowboys just play different at home, And
Mm-hmm.
being able to host that home game is very important, especially moving forward. You know, if they win this game, they'll host at least one more game at home so they can kind of get some momentum rolling in the playoffs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited. Um, Honestly, I know it's not time for this, but I feel like this might be different. This playoff run feels a little bit different for me for the Cowboys. So we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely going with the Cowboys at home, and I'm going with the Cowboys against the spread. 7.5 should
Nice.
be fine.
It's funny, as someone who's definitely not a Cowboys fan, I kind of feel the same way. I don't want to jinx your boys, nothing like that, but I just kind of feel like this playoff run does seem a little bit different. It just feels kind of like no one's really in their way until they get to the NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
if I was a Cowboy fan, I feel really confident too. I feel like this, I think Jordan Love has had a really, really good season, especially for his first season taking over for Aaron Rodgers. But for some reason, I don't feel like they're going to do what you need to do to beat the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when Cowboys struggle and their losses, those teams do the exact same thing that all the other teams do. And I feel like Green Bay is not going to do that. They're not going to double team Parsons. They're not going to double team CeeDee Lamb. And I feel like when you do those things on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, it makes it. Dallas plays, not as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're not getting pressure from Parsons, their cornerbacks are getting beat. Like, there's a formula to beat the Cowboys, and I just feel like the Green Bay Packers aren't going to do it, which is why I also agree with you. I'm taking Green Bay. I'm taking Dallas money line and also against the spread. I think they get them by 7 as well.
Yeah. No, for sure. And those are great points. I would just add to that too that even if they did want that game plan, I feel like Green Bay, if they wanted to utilize it, they still don't have the pieces to do it. It's like there's only so many teams that can handle those situations.
Exactly.
And we've seen Dallas do well against the other teams that just don't have the talent to stop them. So
yeah, they got Jared Alexander, who's a monster lockdown. So like he might do okay against CD, but it's not going to matter. He's not going to hold him for the entire game. It's not happening.
Yeah, no, I feel you. All right, I like that one. Next up, moving into Sunday Night Football, we have the Rams at the Lions, and the Lions by 3 in this one. I can't take them. I don't know why. I feel like this is going to be a really evenly matched game, but something has me feeling like the Rams, they're playing good football, they're winning games, they have the history, they have the coaching staff, and I'm not knocking Dan Campbell because he's an excellent motivator and he gets his guys ready to play, but he's not the same innovator as far as creativity and like locking down on a game plan as far as a big game coach. And I just trust McVay a little bit more. I'm taking the Rams money line and against the spread. I feel like that they're going to pull the upset and they're going to be the ones that match up against the 49ers next week.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Kind of, funny how this game played out too. You know what I'm saying? You got Matthew Stafford versus his old team and Jared Goff versus his as well. You know what I mean? So funny matchup as far as the NFL goes. But dude, I'm with you. I like what the Lions have done all year. Dan Campbell's done a great job. They've gotten better every single year that he's been their head coach. But I worry about them health-wise on the offensive side of the ball. I think the only receiver they've got healthy right now is Amon-Ra. And LA is going into this game completely healthy. Offensive side of the ball, all the receivers are healthy. Cooper Kupp's healthy. Atwell's still there. We've seen what Puka's done all year.
And the running game is different.
Exactly. Kyron Williams has been an absolute monster too. So I'm with you on this. I kind of feel like this is going to be one of those upset games. I think LA moves on. The only thing that I would be like a little worried about, our pick for this one, which I'm also taking the LA versus spread too, but is the whole Detroit line. I think Detroit would play Dallas again if both of them won. So
right,
I know that
would have been a rematch.
That was a crazy game the last time they played each other. But at the same time, it also is what it is. Saying Dallas came out on top, so who knows? But I do like the Rams to steal this one.
Yeah, they got that experience there.
No, they do big time.
All right, so going into Monday night, this is one of the ones that's probably the trickiest for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Eagles are definitely going the wrong way. They've been in a little bit of a tailspin. We know we've covered that for the last 6 weeks, 5 out of their last 6, only beating the Giants once. In that stretch since they were 10-1. I feel like they still have enough pieces to get it done on
Mhm.
Monday night. I feel like it would take a really just like a not a perfect game, but a close to perfect game from Tampa Bay to upset them, despite the troubles that the Eagles have had.
Yeah.
Um, so I am going with the Eagles in this one. I do think that they cover the spread, or they at least get 3, so at least be a push. Um, but I think this might be the Eagles' last hurrah to show what they were last year. And so I feel like that this is kind of a big game for them. I feel like if they do have any spirit, any life
Yeah.
left in them, it's going to have to come out in this game. And I think that they will, despite the rumblings and the kind of, stuff between Jalen Hurts and all this other stuff. I don't really totally buy into that. I feel
Yeah.
like they have enough to get it done against Tampa Bay, especially the way Tampa Bay's played down the stretch and how weak their division was. So I'm going with the Eagles, and I'm going with the Eagles against the spread.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm half with you on that. I agree with everything you said, though. I do think Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, more importantly, has to play basically perfect for order them to win this game. And I think he's going to play like 95% perfect. I don't know why. I just feel like he's gonna have a really good game. They didn't play very well last week at all field goals against the Panthers. But the Panthers have a number three defense overall in the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, still hard, to play against a really, really tough defense. And I think he's going to play better than he did last week, right? I think everybody on the Buccaneers wants to play better than they played last week.
Mm-hmm.
I know Baker Mayfield missed a big, long touchdown play with Mike Evans. He missed that. I know he wish he got that back, but they missed. And the Eagles' defense, their secondary has been trash all year. So I feel like they'll have a little bit better game this week in throwing the ball. So I actually like Bucks against the spread, but I like Eagles money line. So I think it's going to be kind of close all game. The score is going to get a little weird, but Eagles will have the ball, last possession, field goal, win by like 2.
Gotcha. I like it. And I get what you're saying, too. I do think this has a potential for those because it's fun, like, in the playoffs because things get off track. You see people going for too early. You
Yeah.
see missed extra points,
Yeah.
just weird stuff. So the scores, you're right, are not usually typical. Like they'll get a little bit off track and then somebody will do something late or, take a safety or something. Who knows?
Almost
But
something.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so there we have it. Those are the 6 games. Here we have our ending season totals for the regular season as far as the money line and as far as our locks. Last week though, Strizzy ended on a bang, hit the trifecta on us.
Finally.
So that's what's up. Cashed in all of those, all 3 bags. I picked up a couple bags too, which is really nice. But we always keep this for transparency's sake, just to let you guys know, we put our record out there and we have a great time picking all year, but I can't believe that the year is already winding down, man. I can't believe the playoffs are here. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And also, we'll just go a couple more minutes, but along with the playoffs coming, along with the regular season ending, we have coaching changes that have happened. And I guess I just want to get a little preview for Tuesday because we'll be back and we'll go in depth on this on Tuesday. But 2 great coaches changing course this offseason. We got Nick Saban, announcing his retirement and stepping away from the Alabama Crimson Tide dynasty that he built, which is insane. And then we have Belichick and the Patriots parting ways. So Strizzy, just give me a little taste on each of those, how you're feeling on those, and then I'll save my comments for Tuesday's show. But I definitely wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So with Belichick, man, I think we kind of knew this was going to come. You know what I mean? We, I think the noise around the NFL world was that Belichick was going to be stepping away from the Patriots this year. I think one of my biggest surprises is that they already filled a spot. Like I think they knew who was going to fill that spot because it just
I think so too.
Happened way too fast, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But they're going with a long-time Patriots, player and coach. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that on Tuesday. But yeah, just really, really crazy. A lot of people are saying he should retire like Saban. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he wants to retire just yet. You know what I mean? I almost feel like he also wants to get at least one more, kind of like how Tom did, before he goes out. You know what I mean? And I think what I'll save too for Bill is kind of like who I think my favorite for him to land on. If he does continue to coach. And then with Saban, that one tripped me out. You know what I mean? Like that one really, really I wasn't expecting that at all. Like not even a little bit. I don't even think there was any I don't know
Whispers of
anybody.
that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody mentioned anything about him possibly retiring after the season. I did see something, but I just don't know how accurate it is that he, didn't want to be a part of the NCAA football if it didn't have the Big 12. Like he just didn't want to be a part of it, something like that. So if that's true, that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? But same thing with them. I think Alabama already filled that role too. I think for coaching, I believe.
Yeah, they hired Washington's coach.
Yeah, Washington, which is crazy, but I get it. You know what I mean? I definitely get why. What he accomplished with Washington is probably as good as it gets. You know what I mean?
In a very short time too.
Very short time. Yeah, exactly. So now you get to go to Alabama, where you're going to just be able to get just nonstop great recruits. So what he'll be able to do with Bama, I think, will be. I think he's gonna get one. You know what I mean? I think he has a very good chance of getting one this time around. Especially if he can do with quarterbacks what Saban has a great program, but Bama quarterbacks don't usually pan out in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
if he could kind of bring over his quarterback prowess to Alabama, like watch out. You know what I'm saying? So kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just two of the greatest, you know what I'm saying? Like easily the greatest college football head coach of all time, and Bill Belichick easily one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time, both out of their long tenured team. So just crazy stuff, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely an end of an era. And I will say best college coach ever, best NFL coach ever. I mean, and to see the two of them go step away or be parted from those teams a day after another is wow. It's a different world out there. I will say too, like we'll get into a little bit more on Tuesday, but Pete Carroll, moving away and him kind of mentioning that it wasn't the football people that made that decision. It's kind of crazy. We got to talk about that for sure because just last week we were talking about how he was like saying in the media, like, I'm not tired, I'm not ready for a change, I'm ready to go. So that was another shocker that we need to talk about, another longtime tenured coach leaving a program. And then the other thing that I'm hearing out there is whispers of Kirby Smart to the Falcons for a big money contract, like $20 million. I feel like it is a new day in sports, especially with all the changes in college and the NIL and the transfer portal and, the new free agency. And it's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
So I think that is changing how people feel. And I feel like that might have played into Nick Saban's role too. He might be like, this isn't what I knew and loved and dominated for the last 25 years,
Yeah.
So maybe there are some changes on the horizon that we wouldn't expect, but it's partly because of all these regulations and politics and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And even though we don't like to talk about how that impacts the game, it really does impact the game. So we'll get more into it though on Tuesday for the Big Show 229. And who knows, we might even have more coaching news as well on that. But we'll leave it right there for now, and definitely excited for these NFL playoff games this weekend. And go Cowboys, man. I think that's all I can say.
All right, for real, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I think Cowboys got it. Whether it's against the spread or not, I think they're going to win this game.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling good about it. And I'm thinking next weekend is going to be some division rematches on the NFC side. So we'll see. Definitely. We'll see. But that's what's up, man. Thank you for rocking with us as always. Strizzy, I'll let you take us out. When you're ready.
I know, right? For reals. Honestly, I don't really have anything to add, if I'm being completely honest with you. But if you don't have anything to add, man, that's Secure the Bag, man. It's your boy Strizzy.
And your boy A-Dub.
And we out.
Peace. Oh, we got balloons going up?
Oh, snap.